Hey guys, Ethan here, and today I'm showing you guys how to trade from 1,000 coins to 100,000 coins quickly and easily on Ultimate Team using 3 simple trading methods. These work on a variety of different budgets, so I've got a method to use from 1,000 to 20,000 coins, one to get up to the 50k mark, and then one to get up to the 100k mark. Now, if you already have 20k, for example, you can skip further on into the video and use the second and third trading methods, but if you're just starting off, this video is perfect for you, as it's going to allow you to get from the complete beginnings of Ultimate Team, where you only have 1 or 2k, up to a really good amount of coins to build yourself a solid team. And in the future, I'll be releasing more episodes in this series, for example, how to trade from 100k to 250k, or how to trade from 250k to a million coins. I'm going to have those videos out in the near future, but if you guys do enjoy this one, leave a like, subscribe if new, and let's go on into the first method. Starting off, we only have a couple of thousand coins. The silver sniping method from leagues that have a league SBC is very effective. All you want to do is set your quality to silver, and then just pick any of the leagues that have a league SBC. So you've got the likes of the Ligue 1, but there will be many more released in the near future, but right now these are the only ones. You've also got the Dari Jamil League, the Eredivisie, and then moving further down we've got the Liga Banco Mrmek, the Liga NOS. There's also a couple of others. I believe we've got the Russian League down here as well, and also the Super League. So you've got all of these different leagues. Let's go, for example, with the Super League. You just want to find what the lowest by now for any silvers from this league is. So right now that is 250 coins, and if you check these cards' prices, they could actually be decent deals. What does this guy go for? By the look of it, around 400 coins. There's one there for 250. Pick him up, and that's going to be 150 coins profit there. Altinas looks like he goes for around 300, so not the best of deals there. And then this guy here, Play, what does he go for? Around about 600 coins. If he does, that would be a good deal. Maybe 400, a little bit less. There's one here just listed up. If we can pick him up, there we go, 200 coins, picked up a deal there on a Pectamic. He's currently going for 600 coins, 650 is lowest by now. We just got one for 200, and that's going to make me around 400 coins profit. All you want to do though is find the lowest by now. Once you've got a few cards on the market just like this, press the compare price button, so that is X on Xbox, and then press back, and you're going to see anyone new list up on the market, and you can instantly pick them up. A lot of these cards you're going to be getting so cheaply that you're going to be able to make a couple of hundred coins at the bare minimum, and sometimes you can get cards that go for upwards of 5 or 6k. There are a lot of very expensive silvers from some of these leagues, and they can make you huge amounts of coins, as people just don't know how much they sell for and often list them up very cheaply without checking their price. So I'm going to quickly list up these two cards right here. I'd recommend listing anyone you get from this method for around 1 day. It just gives them a high likelihood of selling on, as at some point throughout that period someone's going to be completing the SBC. They're going to want to use the card that you've picked up, and it will probably be the cheapest on the market. But listing that one up, I'm going to triple my coins there, making around 400 coins profit. And then Yilmaz, as you can see right here, we got for 250. He's currently going for around 400. I'm going to list him 400 there. That's going to be a little bit of profit on him. Again, listing for 1 day, they always sell on a little bit quicker. And it doesn't only work with the Super League. As I said, it works with any of the leagues that currently have a league SBC. Just find the lowest by now for silvers from that league. Right now, for example, in the Russian League, 250 is the lowest by now. If there are any cards on the market like it, just quickly check their price. You never know, could be a deal. By the look of it, this guy goes for about 400 coins, so if I pick him up, I'm going to make a small amount of profit there, which isn't too bad. He has already been picked up. This guy right here, what does he go for? Maybe a little bit less, about 350, so not the best of deals there, but literally all you want to do is try and snipe cards. It's so simple. You can also just bring the price down like this, and then you can try and snipe cards this way, but personally I prefer this just because you do get slightly more cards, and you can even check slightly higher prices, for example 300 coins. There are going to be a few more cards on the market, but you never know, some of these could be good deals, so always check the prices there and you could get yourself some good profit. But I find the best league for this is probably Ligue 1, just because there are some very expensive silvers. There are actually a couple of silver cards that go for over 30,000 coins. I think there are about 4 or 5. They're so expensive, they can make you massive amounts of coins, and I have actually done an in-depth video on this method. I'll leave a card in the top right corner, and I get some insane deals in that video if you do want to check it out. But you can do this with any of the leagues that have league SBCs. Just go through, pick a league, try and snipe some cards. I'm going to get a couple from the Ligue 1, and then we'll move on to the next method. So right now, the lowest by now for any silver cards in Ligue 1 is 350 coins. They're only goalkeepers, as you can see right here. So if we get anyone else apart from these, we're going to make some good coins. Literally just press the compare price in the back button, and it's so simple. This is a really easy way of sniping. You're not going to keep getting kicked off. You won't keep backing out. It's very easy. Anyone can do it, and all you want to do, just keep pressing those buttons until someone pops up, pick them up, and you make some good profit. So I've managed to get a deal. Only took about 20 seconds or so, and it is a Rafa Trania. We got him for 300 coins. I did actually miss out on a Marcel right here as well for 350. We're going to quickly check this guy's price, see what he sells for. He's playing for Nice. I don't think they're one of the more expensive teams in this league. Some of them have really expensive players. I think there's one specific team where all their centre backs go for about 30k, but this guy's going for 450, so we can list him up there and make about 150 coins profit, maybe a tiny bit less after EA tax. But it's just so simple. You go to the 59th minute and you try and snipe people, and you get so many deals. Like, hardly anyone uses this method. I don't know why, because it is so effective. So you have very little competition. Petrich, for example, what's he selling for? Look, he goes for about 1,000 coins. 1.1k is the lowest by now. We've gone for 250. I can list him for 1,000 coins, and that's going to make me around 700 coins profit after tax, which is very good on a card that cost me just 200 coins. This is why this starter method is so effective, because you can get from having 1,000 coins to having about 10k in literally like 20 minutes. It's so simple. If you're on a low budget, it's probably the best method to use on the game. So moving on to the second trading method, which I'd recommend you using once you hit the 20k mark from using the silver sniping method. This is the left and right forward method. It's been very popular on previous FIFAs, but I've hardly seen anyone use it this year, and that's because we actually have a default right forward on the game that is Thorgan Hazard, and it makes it a little bit harder to use the method, as you can't really snipe cards as he always pops up in the right forward position. But what we're going to be doing is looking specifically at leagues, and you can get some really good profit by doing this method. So I'd recommend setting your maximum by now to around 2,000 coins, quality to gold, position left or right forward, and then you want to go through the major leagues. So we're going to start off with the Premier League, and you just want to look, as you see there, we've already got a deal if we pick him up. Heung-min Son in left forward. He's a default left mid. You can see he goes for like 2,000 coins just in his default position, and we got him as a left forward. That is a lot of coins to convert him to that position. I think left wing to left forward alone is about 2,000 coins on the market, so you can get some really good deals with this method. That should make me a good amount of profit. But as you see, we've already got a deal. I'm going to send him to the transfer list, and I'll quickly check his price in that position in just a moment. But what you want to do is look, for example, in left forward for the Premier League, then flick over to right forward and look in the Premier League too. If you don't get any deals, you can maybe move the price up a tiny bit, see if there's anyone there. So for this kind of price, we've got Zaha. He's a decent deal, as he's actually a default right mid. So if we get him for that price, we can maybe make some good profit on him. The other cards, I mean, no one really uses Oxlade-Chamberlain, so that's not the best. Narsing doesn't have a good card, neither does Brunt, and no one really seems to use Walcott, and there are a few on the market here. No one really seems to use Balassi either, so you have to kind of pick the deals. If you see a few on the market, not all of these are good deals, even though they're all listed for a similar price. You want to look for cards that people use, popular players on the game, and players who have good stats for that specific position. So Zaha, I think he's at a good deal, and as he's a default right mid, it's a little bit more to convert him. There's actually just been a Narsing list up there for 2,000. Not the best of deals though, as I said, doesn't have the best of card. But once you've checked right forward, you then want to go into a new league. So let's go with Ligue 1, for example. Quickly check right forwards from this league. So we have a Traore listed for 1.7k. There's one for 2.2, that's the next lowest. So we get this one for 1.7, I can list him for about 2.2, quickly sell him on and make some good profit there. These ones here, not the best of deals. I don't really think anyone's going to pick any of those up. So I think Traore is the best player here to get. He's the one I'm going to get, and I'm going to quickly send him over to the transfer list. We'll list him up in just a moment. Once you've checked right forward from a new league, quickly go to left forward, and you want to go through and just look in all these different positions in each league. So by the look of it, there's a lot of Depays, a lot of Baldi Diaws, not the best of specific filters here, just because there's loads and loads of players listed up, and it's a bit clogged up on the market. No good deals there. Let's go and check left forward now in the KLCUA. You're going to find certain leagues work better just because of their popularity or the amount of good players in those positions. For example here, there's just too many El Shaarawy, so not the best. No good deals. I mean, you could see an El Shaarawy for like 1k or so, but obviously there isn't here, so I'm not going to pick any up. And Jet Sharini just isn't good enough on Ultimate Team. No one's going to use him in that position. Let's check right forwards quickly. Again, it's quite saturated. There are a lot of cards on the market, but there's a Cuadrado there that I'll pick up for 2.3k. As he's a default right mid, it costs quite a bit to convert him. I reckon that is a decent deal. Any other cards here? List up cheap, for example. Any listed very low. 1.3 there for Felipe Anderson. Pick him up. The lowest was about 1.7, so that's a decent deal, and that can make me a little bit of profit. Candraver's just been listed up there. Are there any other Candravers? If there aren't, I may pick that one up. I may pick it up. Let's quickly check. There's a couple of other Candravers who haven't sold, so I'm not going to take that one. But Felipe Anderson and Cuadrado, two more deals in that right forward position. I think you guys get the idea. Just go through the major leagues. So the Bundesliga, for example, you don't look at right forwards just because there's Thorgan Hazard. So you're going to only have him really on the market. But apart from that, go through, look for any deals. Right here doesn't really seem to look to be any, but the longer you use this method, the more kind of accustomed to it you'll get. So you'll kind of get a good idea of what the price of players are, what they sell for in each position, everything like that. But just go through, check right forward, left forward in each of these leagues, and just look for deals. You can find a lot. Normally, if you just keep going through like this, you'll get good deals each time. So 1.5k for an Inaki Williams, pick him up there. I can sell him for about 2k, making myself a couple of hundred coins there, so that's a decent deal. Send him over to the transfer list, and it's so simple. Once you've gone all the way to La Liga, go back to the Premier League, and then just look at right forward. Set your maximum by now around about, there's a few more cards just listed up there, set your by now around about 2 to 2.5k. It depends. You want to have about a page of cards on the market normally, and it works pretty well if you do that. But there's just been a Son list up there for 2.4k, and I got mine for 2k, so I can at least sell them one for that. But I think even that one's a good deal, so I'm going to pick that one up. It's actually already been bought, which goes to show that previous one was a very good deal. But you guys get the idea. Literally just go through, look in each position, and you never know, you could get some good deals. 1.3k there for a Zaha has been picked up, but that would be about 1,000 coins. But I've got a load of deals from this. Let's go and list them up on the market. So you want to quickly check on the market and see what each player you've picked up sells for in that specific new converted position. So the cheapest left forward Heung-min Son on the market is around about 2.7k, and we got one for 2,000, so that's not too bad at all. And you want to do this for every single card you have picked up. Just go through, check their price, and you never know, you could have got yourself a decent deal. So there's actually one for 2,000 there. In Hunter as well, missed out on that one. I think that probably got bought a while ago, but 2,000 coins, left forward and Hunter camera style. I reckon I could have sold that for about 4k just because of the camera style, so that's annoying I missed out on that one. But always just bear the price in mind as well. Maybe even write it down, then in future when you use the method, you're instantly going to know exactly what cards sell for. But just find the price of each card you've picked up in their position, and then you can list them up on the market. So I'm listing Zaha up for 2.8k. That's going to be around 300 coins profit after EA tax. Going through the other players I've picked up, Heung-min Son we got for 2,000 coins. I'm going to quickly list him for 2.6. Sell him on there, making myself a good amount of coins. Always list the cards for one day, just like we did with the previous method, and they will sell on a little bit quicker. We're going to list up Felipe Anderson there for 1.7, got him for 1.3, so we're going to make a few hundred coins on him. Normally you're making about 500 to 1,000 coins on each card, which isn't too bad at all. Traore I'm going to list up for 2.1k. Again, we're making a few hundred coins, it all adds up, but we're now making a couple of thousand just from the few cards I picked up in a very small amount of time. And you just want to go backwards and forwards, you're going to find loads and loads of deals, which does really add up overall and makes you a lot of coins. Quadrado we're going to list for 2.8k, list them up, and that's the final deal. Let's move on to the third and final method. This is the Hunter Catalyst Shadow method, and it's probably my favourite way of making coins in FIFA history. I've used this since FIFA 14, and I've made millions of coins with it over the years. All you want to do is use the three most expensive camera styles on the game, which are the Shadow, Catalyst, and Hunter styles, and you just want to find the lowest by now for gold cards in that camera style. So for example, Hunter, if you check the price right now, 1.6k, we've picked up a deal first search on a Daniel Sturridge. And as I was going to say, you just want to press X and B on Xbox, or whatever the compare price and back buttons are on PlayStation, and you're going to see any of your new pop up on the market, and you can pick them up and you can make some good coins. Just like with the previous method, you then just look up the card in at that specific camera style and position and see what their lowest by now is, list them up, and you can make some good coins by doing so. So we've already checked Hunter and got a deal. You can also do exactly the same with Catalyst, which is going to be a little bit cheaper. The camera style prices do vary, but Catalyst is around 1.3k right now. Just press X and B. Any new cards that pop up for cheaper, pick them up, or if you see anyone with just a really good card who goes for a good amount of coins list up for this price, obviously pick them up and you can make some good coins there. And you can do the same with Shadow. The best in my opinion is Hunter, but Shadow also works quite well. One thing to bear in mind though, we've got two good examples here, is don't pick up players where the camera style doesn't suit them. So for example, no one's going to look up for a striker like Torres or Defrel in the Shadow camera style because it boosts up defending and it boosts up pace. No one wants a boost in defending. They're going to look for maybe Hunter or Catalyst or Hawk or something that's going to boost up the pace, the shooting, the stats you need for a striker. Likewise, don't pick up a centre back in the Hunter camera style. Look for Hunter on forwards, Shadow on defenders, and Catalyst on midfielders, and that way you're going to get quick sales and make a little bit more profit. But all you want to do is just find the camera style. You can use anyone you want really, and then just try and snipe cards. It's as simple as that. I'm going to try and get a couple of deals and then we can list everyone up on the market. I've just picked up a Wilfried Zaha for 2,000 coins, and he's in the right forward position as well. That's going to really add to his value. We already saw just in that position alone, without the camera style, he goes for about 2.8k as the lowest by now. We picked up a deal earlier on, but with that Hunter camera style on top, his value is going to increase, so probably around 3.5k, so that's going to be a really good amount of profit there, and it only took me a couple of searches, well under a minute to pick that card up. I've just picked up another deal. It's a Mikel Antonio for 2.1k. He's a very popular player on the game, and he goes for about 1.5k anyway, so with this camera style applied, I think he's going to go for a bit more. It's a decent deal, but I'm getting so many with this method. I'm going to try and get 2 or 3 more, and then we can list everyone up and hopefully make a ton of profit. Just a few searches later, I've got another Antonio for the same price, 2.1k, and as I said earlier, I think he's going to go for a little bit more, so that's some more good profit. I'm going to get one more deal, and then we can list them all up. I've got the final deal, and I think it's probably the best one so far. Hatem Ben Arfa converted from attacking midfielder up to striker in the Hunter camera style for 1.1k, so very, very cheap. And with all those position changes, I think that's going to be a huge amount of profit there, at least 2 or 3k. Going to send him over to the transfer list. That's the final deal. We got a load of them, so I'm going to make a lot of profit, I think. So I'm going to list up Ben Arfa for 3.9k. That's going to make me nearly 3,000 coins profit after tax. The lowest by now for him in striker is about 3.5. With that camera style applied, I think he will go for a bit more, and that's a very, very good deal right there. Probably the best we got out of all of the different filters in this video. And we did get a few more deals. Antonio for 2.1, he's going for 2.5k. I'm going to list one for 2.5 and undercut that for 2.4 for the other one. Sturridge is going for the same price, 2.5. Going to list him for that, and that's going to make me around 800 coins profit after tax. And I believe we have a couple of other players somewhere. We should anyway. I stored them in my club because my transfer list was full. We've got a Zaha right here. We got him for 2k. I'm going to list this one for 3. I'll list him for 2.9 actually, just undercut slightly. I think the last by now is 3k, but that one should sell on a little bit quicker for about 800 coins profit. And this Antonio here, 2.1. Going to list that for 2.4. Few hundred coins there. It all adds up and should make me a ton of profit overall. So it's only been about 10 minutes or so since I first listed up the players. And as you can see, I've already managed to sell on a large proportion of them. So the silvers, we've sold 4 of them, making some good profit overall, including one that I got for 250 that I sold for 1,000 coins, which is some great profit there, especially for such a low budget starter method. I've also sold on the majority of the left and right forward deals, like Felipe Anderson, Heung-min Son, Cuadrado, and also Inaki Williams, making good profit on all of them. Also sold Antonio in Hunter right there for 2.5k, Zaha for 2.9 in Hunter and right forward, and also sold Ben Arfa, who is in striker and Hunter for 3.9k. We got him for 1.1. Sturridge right here in Hunter I sold for 2.5. We still have 3 more players just to sell on there, and for those of you wondering why the likes of Ben Arfa, Zaha, and Inaki Williams, just to name a few, why they're still in their default position despite me buying them in right forward or striker for some of them, it's because for some reason whenever you sell a card, it defaults back to its original position. Kind of when you see it visually here, the person who bought it still gets it in that position, but visually it appears in their default position, just for those of you wondering, because I sometimes get comments about that. But 3 more players to sell on, and it shouldn't take long for those to go as well. But we've already managed to sell on all of these, and it just makes me so much profit. It's crazy the amount of coins you can make with these methods. As a starter method to use to get to about 10 or 20k, this silver method is unbelievable, and it's so versatile. You can use it with so many different leagues, and you can get a lot of good deals. Left and right forward sniping is also very, very effective, and then the Hunter Catalyst Shadow method is my favourite way of making coins. You saw with someone like Ben Arfa just how much profit I made. I mean, it's just such a great method. I really would recommend it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. If you do want to see future videos in the series, for example, how to trade from 100k to 250k, maybe 500k to a million coins, anything like that, let me know in the comments down below and leave a like on the video. And also, if you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe, as I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers on the channel. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.